Well, Darkest Hour is here, and this is the film that I have been waiting for. This film is almost a companion piece to Dunkirk. Dunkirk was more of the action spectacle aspect of the whole evacuation of Dunkirk. And Darkest Hour is the political aspect of that evacuation that occurred. Obviously not in that area. And focuses on Winston Churchill making the decisions that he made during this part of his life. And he's played by Gary Oldman. And Gary Oldman is a very, very good actor. He's been in the Dark Knight trilogy, Leon the Professional, Harry Potter, you name it, he's been in it. He's a very good actor. I like him a lot. And he's what arguably holds this film together. This film does have a good costume design. The score, for the most part, works. It's nothing memorable. I'm just going to say right now, like it's not like anything special score. I can name 5 scores off the top of my head that are much better this year. But it does its job for what it's going for. I think that also this film has the luxury of a good cast. That being important. And someone behind the camera, Joe Wright, scene directors, Hannah Toman, And this film seems to have the facts down. I'm no history major. I do like history, but this film seems to have its head in the right gear with going for the whole historical aspect. That being said, this film, I will just say right now, I thought it was very meh. I think it's okay. I think that it has some aspects where it's like, okay, that's not bad, like I already mentioned. But there are other aspects where I'm like, I don't know how to feel about that. Such as the cinematography. This film, a lot of the cinematography is very dark. And I understand the film's not only called Darkest Hour, but it is a dark point in time for Winston Churchill. And you could argue it's a representation of him. That being said, the entire film is dark. There's not a single scene that I recall where it was like not dark. And that could not necessarily be a bad thing. However, it was also just very sleepy. It almost like put me to sleep. And there's another great political film called Lincoln. And in Lincoln, the cinematography was dark a lot of the time, but then it got bright as the future of America got bright and how Lincoln started feeling better. So there's like symbolism behind it. And also the camera angles and the elegance of it was amazing. But Darkest Hour, there wasn't really anything special to the cinematography. And even the sleepiness of it just kind of made me think, what the heck. I also thought the pacing was very slow. And really this film, the only thing it made me do was think about how there's another film that came out this year, Dunkirk, about how it's a different aspect, but how it made me want to watch the film. So you know what I did after I watched this film? Got home, and I watched Dunkirk again. And I love Dunkirk. This film, I think the whole political aspect, I think it had its mind in the right place. It's different. But at the same time, it felt like a tailor-made Oscar film, where it's like, a big performance from Gary Oldman that's, just asking for attention, a big cast, historical aspects, slodgy pacing. It just feels like it's tailor-made for that safe pick at the Oscars. And, if it gets nominated for Best Picture, I'm saying that right now. You heard it first from me. Tailor-made for Oscars. It's a safe bet because there's nothing really that stands out. Even Gary Oldman's performance, it's solid, but I've seen better leading actor performances this year. But that's just my thoughts. Again, I don't think this film is awful, but at the same time, I don't think it's a good film or even a great film. I think it was just okay for what it was going for. But I know that some people probably really like this film, and if that's the case, I am curious to hear your thoughts on Darkest Hour. And I gave Darkest Hour a 3 out of 5 star rating, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this film, guys. And also, I will be releasing my top 10 and worst 10 films of 2017 list soon, so check that out too. And thank you very much for watching, guys, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys later.